What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the John Squared Game Show, episode 37. My name's John Townsend. Joining me is John Rayfield. John, how we doing tonight?
Oh, I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was already. Off to a good start.
I'll start with a brief a situation that I went through last night. I felt like I hit a new low in my life as I went on my phone. I opened up the YouTube app and non-jokingly searched gaming hand exercises because my
Oh boy.
hands have been fucking dude, my hands I like cramps, like pain in my
Oh,
wrists. Yeah, dude.
honey.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so what I'll say I
I
mean,
don't like that.
there's no way to make this sound
Good?
good, but
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it happens to a lot of drummers and like recently the drum cover that I was working on yesterday revolves quite a bit of wrist movement. And
Yeah.
it really started hurting when I was practicing that. But I have put in 70-ish hours of Horizon Forbidden West since it came out. Uh, so I think that also, like, literally, it felt like my hands were like stuck like this, and like when I was moving them up, it almost like hurt, like I could feel like tension there. So I'm doing a couple YouTube, a couple wrist exercises I learned on YouTube and stuff. Still hurts. Not gonna lie,
I don't
it
like that.
hurts.
I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
not like that. I remember what I was gonna say now. I I guess it's equally as embarrassing. Uh I've been looking up sword tutorial videos. Not looking them up, just watching them.
What do you, what do you, why did you say anything about me having?
It was a little embarrassing, but so like Demon Slayer stuff was coming up, and then it was like this guy's like how or I made whatever, like one of their swords, and I was like, oh, might as well watch this. And there was another one in the recommended. I was like, well, shit, might as well. And then I just kept going, and I'm like 2 hours deep now
And
into
just
like
like
these 15-minute videos.
4 hours later, I'm
Yeah, dude, it's
um
rough.
yeah, you cleared your watch history. Um I
I
feel like
also
go ahead.
I didn't play any video games this weekend. I
No.
haven't played anything since Friday because uh,
Mm.
I'm only gonna say one thing, and then we're gonna move on quickly. I watched through all of Euphoria, and go to Twitter at John underscore Rayfield to see uh, my feelings throughout the entire thing. But
Two
yeah,
underscores,
didn't
by
play
the
any video
way.
games because of it.
It's John underscore
Uh,
underscore Rayfield, by the way. Yes, it is.
Fuck me. I know
Um
Twitter is one, and
I know your handle better than you
Inst
do.
yeah, Instagram is one underscore. Just follow me there too, but Twitter is two.
Yeah, so the what I'll say about Euphoria is the I mean we don't have to get all the way into it, but the last two episodes
I cried.
I felt like it gave context to everything that was going on in the first two seasons.
I
Uh
the second to last episode cried my eyes out. Not even ashamed to admit it.
Brutal. It was brutal.
Oh, it was
Um
bad.
Also while during the episode, um like light spoilers, I suppose.
But
Um,
fuck it, full spoilers. We're caught up. Fuck everybody
When
else.
Elliot is playing his song to Rue, and I mean literally like three choruses,
He just kept going.
fucking a bridge, he had everything. Um, I love that song.
Dude,
There's a version on Apple Music with Zendaya who's like mostly doing like harmony, although she has like smaller parts. It is just like angelic. It's
I
so fucking good.
I would have liked that a lot more if they didn't keep cutting back to Zendaya's face and she's the entire time.
I just
Like I
think it
understood why
was
they were doing it, but
I
it was
think
too much.
they needed it needed to just be like a verse, chorus. and maybe another verse, something like I don't know. Why he literally played through it like he was recording it for, uh,
Yeah,
and then he's just like, "Yeah, I'm working on it." Like, no, you have it done,
you're
bro.
done.
It
It's set.
is
You're
done.
finished. I
um,
mean, you know what? One last thing. Shout out to Sydney Sweeney to just get paid to cry for a full 8 episodes. That go get that bag.
yeah, yeah. I mean, just completely embarrass herself and nonstop.
Just
Like,
literally cried for 8 episodes.
um, yeah. So I actually, I also tweeted this. So the last two episodes turned it into a show. It went from a show that I liked to a show that I loved.
Yeah.
Um, I love when things give me something to think about and have conversations with other people about. Like a lot of stuff is just kind of like mind numbing. Like it's very basic themes and stuff, which is like it has its place and it's and like there's a time and place for it. But and that's what I thought this was going to be. And then that last two episodes turned it into something that I thought about for pretty much the rest of the day,
Which
if
I
not
think
the
we're gonna
weekend.
you and I will end up talking about this a lot off air, I think.
Probably,
Uh,
yeah.
Maud Apatow is incredible, though. I think she is the most underrated character in the show.
Hmm. Yeah, we will talk about that off air because this is a video games podcast, and
It ain't Vigi games.
we got some video game news to talk about. We had a PlayStation State of Play earlier. Some games getting delayed. Some parts of games getting delayed. Some bad news, but some good news. So we'll get into that. But first, I would like to remind you guys that at patreon.com, right behind John's shoulder, patreon.com/John Squared Games, we have two tiers. $1. That's four quarters that you have laying around your car, probably. $1
I
will
have
get
one
you in
right
the
here.
door. There you go. You get three more of those, and then John gets a sub to patreon.com/John Squared
Let's
Games.
go.
That's the first tier. They get you one entry into our monthly gaming gift card giveaway and access to our uh, monthly Games Club episode, which actually the first one just launched on Monday, where we talked about Mass Effect. So go check that out on the YouTube. But that is the last one that we're putting out for free moving forward as a Patreon only show. So $1. And then also we'll have weekly mailbag segments and we'll like address comments or questions on the show every week. And then we have a $5 tier, which gets you everything in the first tier, but you get 7 entries into the gaming gift card giveaway and weekly shout outs on the show. We have 2 of those for this week. It is Zach Townsend and Amanda Townsend. So shout out to you
Shout out.
guys. Appreciate you. Love you. If you guys don't want to pay, cool. Like, subscribe, share with a friend. You know,
Great.
Twitch. If you
Follow us
have
on everything.
if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your Twitch Prime sub for free. Costs you nothing to sub, and that helps us out. So we'd appreciate that too. But yeah, okay, enough about
Five.
Patreon.
Yeah, but now my turn.
Okay.
5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave us actual reviews. Leave us comments. Share it. Show your mom the show. Show your grandmother.
Yeah,
Show
John's
your.
into milfs and gilfs for sure.
That's not what I was. Okay.
Oh,
Show your family.
I'm trying to get to the
You
opposite
know.
end of the spectrum that we were at last week. So I was just trying to help you out. Um, all right, enough about that. Let's jump into the
That was a
gaming
good show.
news.
See you guys later.
All right, so I'm gonna go through this chronologically. I took notes while I watched like a fucking nerd. Kicked off the
You said
show
you guys
with
doing carpal
what?
tunnel exercises, and now you're. No, I'm a nerd for taking notes, and we already knew.
Capcom kicks off the show with a new IP called Exo Primal, which a lot of people, including myself, thought it was Dino Crisis. It is not, but that game is launching on PS4 and PS5 next year. It's like a third person. You're in like these like mech, like machines. It's a third person shooting style game. It's a multiplayer game. To me looked like it had some work to be done. It
That makes sense.
the thing that was like most noticeable to me is that Like, so first of all, these dinosaurs are coming out of the sky, and they're coming like hordes, like zombies in World War Z, game that we've been playing on Friday nights. Checking that out. They're just flopping all over each other. They all look the same. They all look like they are the exact same dinosaur running at you, and
Oh, perfect.
it's like, yeah, I don't know. I also don't really love shooting animals, even though like they're not real animals. Like, it's not my favorite thing to do. And if
Yeah.
that is like the main mechanic, I just don't know if that's I just don't know if this game's gonna be for me, but if it's for you, cool. Uh
I'll shoot a bird. I don't feel so bad about shooting lizards either,
oh, facts,
especially if they're
facts.
that big, you know?
Yeah. Next up we had Ghostwire Tokyo trailer. That game's coming later this month. Super stoked for that game. Then we got a Final Fantasy Stranger in Paradise demo that is coming out today. It's probably available now if you're watching this or listening Friday. It's out. I want to get around to trying this, but it is so the aesthetic and like kill chaos.
Oh.
Yeah, I just don't know, man. Like when I think Final Fantasy, I don't want to like because it's in like the people who develop Neo, which are like kind of challenging games, like very somewhat Souls like, not like 100%, but playing as like some like edge lord, slim shady looking dude. Uh, I just don't know, man. I don't know if that one's for me either.
I'm looking at gameplay right now. Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah. It's super like 2007 to me, right? Like
It looks like a button masher.
um yeah, I like I said, I'm gonna at least give it a shot with a demo that's available
Yeah.
now, but who knows? Then next we had Forspoken, which is not
Foreskin.
Foreskin. It is it actually is
Reading
what
is
I
strange.
wrote. I wrote that. Also for the last one I wrote Chaos Final Fantasy Kill Stranger of Paradise
Yeah.
Kill Chaos demo.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which was a mistake because now like trying to read through it, I it was a little difficult,
Well,
but
that's genuinely threw me off. I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Foreskin gameplay was shown. We'll be talking about the game in just a minute. But yeah, they showed a little bit more gameplay of the combat. The combat looks really cool, man. It looks really sick. The problem that I just sound like such a fucking asshole right now, like going down the list of why all of these games aren't for me. But this game, like, it looks like it has a similar problem to Legends Arceus, where the world just seems so
Boring.
dead and yeah, like bland. The visuals look good, and that's what I was trying to say, and I wish it wasn't this that was like kind of proving my point that it's not the resolution or the graphics that the problems that I had with Legends Arceus. It is the way that the world was built, and I think that just from what we've seen so far, and we haven't seen enough, and you know maybe what we have to say about it later, is the or maybe a reason why, but it just seemed like the visuals are like very good. The magic spells and stuff, the combat looks really sharp. But when you look when the traversal through the world, it's just like you're running through like nothing. And
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see a little bit more of that when it comes out, but I'm like very much on the fence, wanting to buy into this game.
It's
Uh,
uh, man, I don't know. With all the open worlds are getting and how many of them are dead lately,
yeah.
I think people need to stop doing it. If unless they're gonna put the time and effort in.
If you're not gonna do something like not revolutionary, but like special, I think you probably need to pump the brakes. Now, if this game is, if those worlds are more like set pieces and the traversal and like the overall style is like the Final Fantasy VII remake style, like open world, it's not really open world. Like you have the
Yeah.
ability to go between certain places and do like side quests and stuff. Then I think I'm okay with it. But if you're just left to traverse this empty world, like I'm gonna fall out of that very quickly because there's other games that are doing phenomenal jobs with open worlds right now. So yeah, like I said, we'll see when we'll see a little bit more of that game, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But next up, we have Gundam Evolution, 6v6 first person shooter multiplayer game. And when you're playing as Gundam, uh, it's a game coming to PS4 and PS5 later this year. Um, okay, I gotta be honest.
Here it
I
is.
was I was watching this trailer and I got angry
Hmm,
because because the what we were just saying about open worlds, it is like especially true with first person shooters. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, why are you making this? Why did you think making a first person shooter that looks fucking just generic is all fuck? Why do people who have the ability like and I don't and I like obviously I say all the time I know shit about making video games, but you have the ability to do it and this is what you make. It just like I started to feel actual rage for a second. I don't know why. I this game really it just looks so the look on John's face for a video, it's yeah, it's just bummer.
I don't
Uh,
I don't like that.
I sorry to whoever made it. I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you actually this is like a passion project and this is something you've always wanted to do, and maybe it is good. But just from the looks of it, it just looks so ugh. Uh, but yeah. Next up, we got Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. It's actually multi-plats coming to all platforms, but it's a collection of retro Ninja Turtle arcade games, and it's coming later this year, which is pretty cool. Probably not something that I will buy. Like if it's something that comes to like Game Pass or something, then maybe I'll spend a couple hours with it. But um, yeah, it's cool to see. I think anytime people have nostalgia for games and publishers give them ways to access it, it's really cool. So
It's just anytime the Ninja Turtles get attention, I'm in. I'm big
yeah,
on that. I feel like they don't get enough love.
yeah, and I it's because I think the more recent movies
They're not
are
bad.
really.
The second one, I didn't see the first one was okay. The second one with Sheamus in it, not bad.
Yeah, I didn't like that
They're making another one. They're making another one. I think Seth Rogen is attached to it in some way.
one.
So
Why
that'll
not
be
Chris
good.
Pratt? Maybe he is. Maybe they're all just they're going from Mario to Ninja Turtle to
Chris Pratt is Master Shredder, and he's going to do the accent.
and he's not gonna get canceled for it either.
He can't get
Uh
canceled. He supports anti-gay church and still can't get canceled.
Giga Bash. Um
Giga Chad.
the thing I wrote for this game was no fucking clue what or why. Um it just seemed like it's a strategy game.
Mobile game.
As yeah, as John would call a mobile game. Yeah, no, I'm not interested. Next, we had JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game that's coming to PS4 and PS5 this fall. I believe they've had a fighting game before, and it was like kind of a cult classic. Um, so that's cool for people who are really interested in this. I just don't really care for fighting games. The next game, actually, I was interested in. This game called Trek to Yami. Um, I maybe botched that. But it's a samurai theme action game coming spring 2022, which we're like there. So I don't know why we didn't get a release date. Devolver Digital is publishing it. It a lot of, and I know it's a samurai themed, and that's probably why, but some of like the motion looks like ripped from Ghost of Tsushima.
It
But it's
looks like
like a
it's
2D style.
yeah. It looks like the hallway scenes of Sifu.
Dude. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It looks like a samurai version of Sifu, because there
Yeah,
is some 3D um moments that they showed in the trailer,
and
but
it looks like
the
it's completely in black and white.
Maybe, maybe. Did you ever play the black and white mode on Ghost of Tsushima?
No, I haven't even considered it if I'm being completely honest.
I did it for like an hour, just to see. But yeah, I mean that's obviously how like
It's cinematic, kind of.
yeah. This game just looks really fucking cool. I think
Yeah,
it's well, when I made the resolution for playing more indie games, like 100%, like this is what I'm looking for. I'm definitely gonna check this out. Then the announcement of the show to me was Returnal is getting DLC. It's called Ascension, and it is a like a survival, almost a like you're like going through like waves or going through like levels um up like a tower. It's aside from the campaign. They didn't give a bunch of too many details about it, but it is just a free update that's coming soon. And the coolest thing to me was that they're adding campaign co-op. Um, which is fucking awesome. This is like I thought of you immediately as someone who
I was gonna
I know
say,
you were like you were interested, but you like the roguelike and how difficult it was.
not
Like
my
kind of
thing.
kind of turned you off. Playing it with a friend, I don't know if there's like revivals or how that works. Um, oh man, I can just imagine now like getting like really close and like one of us goes down and like we're relying on the other one and you probably saying you we left the wrong person standing like dude I really can't
Every
wait for
time.
this. I cannot wait to try this
Any
out.
this is I get yeah included in this. Every time we play a multiplayer game and you guys all die and it's just me, that's the wrong choice. You made a mistake.
uh yeah, so what I think this when this comes out, depending on like how interested you are, it might be looking into maybe streaming it or just checking it out
I
and letting
I
you
might
guys know
be in
how
on
it
it.
is.
Yeah, I might be in on that.
Yeah,
Especially because it's cheap now. You can get it for like $20.
yeah. We closed the show with two Square Enix games. The Dialfield Chronicle. It's a Square Enix RPG. I it, it literally looks like every other Square Enix RPG. It literally looks like they took Final Fantasy and just like slightly reskinned it. And then the last game was Square Enix Valkyrie Elysium. That's also coming this year. Um, this game had it looked like similar to Final Fantasy VII combat, um, but again looked like a generic Square Enix game. And now I used to think kind of highly of Square Enix, and with the games that they've been coming out with lately, and then I mean, having two announcements to close the show, they're like, please forget about Babylon's Fall, a game that just scored like in the 40s on Metacritic. Um,
Dude, even like people have been begging for Kingdom Hearts 4 and Final Fantasy Remake Part 2. Any information on either one. And they're like,
or
no, but we have these
even
two
Final
games that are
Fantasy
basically
16, like
yeah.
you
It's
announced that
like
almost 2 years ago.
instead we give you these games you didn't ask for.
Yeah, I just don't know what's like. I don't know what's going on with them
The
with
thing
them.
is, if they put out one like if Final Fantasy 16 or 7 Part 2 comes out, it's gonna do incredible and all this is gonna be forgotten.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, like this, if they're gonna keep doing this in between releases, where it's just like genuinely the same exact game over and over again,
It's
I
gonna turn people it's gonna turn people off from like their IPs.
yeah, for sure. Um, like I mean, they had three games in this showcase alone, and it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't tell you anything super memorable about either of the last two games. The actually the Valkyrie Elysium game, like they had this like closing um point where I don't know, the dialogue I thought was kind of cool. Um, but I just can't see myself giving a fuck about these games when they come out. And I hope I'm wrong, but you know,
Dude, even the font is just the Final Fantasy font.
yeah,
Like, what are
right,
we doing?
right. It. I was like, okay, so we're like Hogwarts Legacy is obviously going to close the show. Something of worth like with worth noting is going to close the show. Like
I
I don't know if they expected people to be excited about this game.
I I did try yesterday to temper expectations for you guys.
Well, I don't care.
And
I don't want I mean, I
I
personally don't think I'm going to play Hogwarts Legacy. I don't care about that. It's mostly just for Zach, but
yeah.
I
I kind
mean,
of from the way that I was seeing stuff yesterday, I kind of expected it wasn't going to get shown. I
it
if it
felt like a lot of
did, it would have
signs were
been cool,
pointing
but
there though.
well, that's why from everything I've heard, something's coming by the end of this month. But
Yeah.
that's like as locked down as I've seen it.
Yeah. It just it was weird because a lot of like notable people were talking about it. Like Smoke was there, so um, I don't know. I overall thought that this was very underwhelming. I know they kind of set expectations, but I just still think that maybe this could have just been a blog post.
Should have been.
I was excited, or I've been excited to see like a showcase where they're going to start laying out what the rest of the year looks like. And I can't see them doing a state of play and then a showcase shortly after. So it's going to be
So
another.
that's what I was saying. What 2 3 weeks ago now, where I said, "Do we really need this many showcases?" Like, I feel like people are just doing them and they're not putting out any good information.
Yeah. Like some of the stuff was cool, but I I would prefer you not let Square Enix dominate the entire showcase. Um,
And like even that, the stuff that was cool, like that's fine, but it could have been relegated to multiple blog posts like in the next couple weeks.
yeah, yeah, for
Like it
sure.
didn't have to be this.
Yeah. I don't
Also,
know.
this one of the characters in that is it Diofield? He
Yeah, I
looks
don't
like a
know.
character from Black Clover. If you look up Ghost from Black Clover, he looks identical.
Well, I don't know what character you're talking about, but yeah,
Either way, it looks like shit. I'm not interested.
yeah, same. Um, Yeah, I'm really hoping we get something in April, like a showcase or something, because they don't participate in E3. So it's probably going to be sometime soon, and then the next one will be in September, where we're looking into 2023. So they got to, I feel like they have to do something soon where they're giving a God more release date, giving more details on whatever the fuck they had. Like Final Fantasy 16 has to show up soon. Like it's been almost 2 years since they announced it. It has to show up soon. And I can like
Does it?
we're not getting Final Fantasy 7
No.
remake part 2 before we get 16. So,
Uh, Fuck.
yeah.
I hope that's
It's
not true.
it's
I could see the next PlayStation event being in May though, to announce God of War in June, and then whatever else they have going on.
no way. They're not
That's the rumor.
they're not
That's the rumor.
the rumor's done now. They're not going to release a game with they're not going to announce a release date and then launch it a month after. Um, this game's going to have
What?
at least 4 months of like when they announce it to
What is it?
its release date.
That would put it at September.
That,
Hmm.
well, that was the first that remember that was the first leak that came out where there was some kind of store listing for September. So I don't
Oh, that's
know.
right. Never mind. I don't
Um,
know. I was thinking June, but that's what I was thinking about when I just said that.
no,
Was
because
that
there
leak?
we were talking that there you sent me something where it said a June release date was rumored too, but to me,
Oh,
like if they didn't show it today, it we weren't there's no way we're getting it in June. Um, I
yeah.
don't think. But yeah. All right, let's move on. Well, actually, first we're gonna talk about Foreskin again. Forspoken did get delayed until October. It was originally supposed to come out in May, I believe. The quote from the developer said, "We have made the decision to move the release date of Forspoken to October 11th, 2022, which is 10/11/22." It just, I don't know. It's 10/11/2. I don't know.
Were you going for like 10, 11, 12?
I mean, just like the last digit is, I don't know. The date reads kind of funky. Anyways, our vision for this new exciting IP is to deliver a
Yeah.
game world and hero that gamers across the globe will want to experience for years to come. So getting it right is extremely important to us. To that end, during the next few months, we will focus all of our efforts on polishing the game, and can't wait for you to experience Frey's journey this fall. Thank you for understanding and continued support. We look forward to sharing more about Foreskin with you. You know,
Mm, it's
I
not gonna be
think.
polished. It's gonna come out with bugs. I mean, who are we fooling here?
Well, listen, I don't know how much they plan on changing, and at first I'm like, damn, that's a pretty long delay. It's not. It's five
No.
months.
Yeah.
Um, We're already in March, dude. Fucking crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, take whatever time you need to get this ready to go. Um, Make it something worth playing, something that's worth talking about instead of just launching something like Outriders where it's like it's pretty good, I
That
guess, and we talk about it for a weekend and then completely move on from it. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm rooting for it, but I just don't. I don't know. I'm on the fence, but
I feel like
hopefully,
I don't trust them with anything but Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy at this point. I'm hoping this is good because I want to play it. It's just I don't know if I trust them. I feel like a lot of my trust has been chipped away at.
yeah,
Because even like Kingdom Hearts 3 was disappointing. It was good. It was a really good game. But like once I got over the recency bias and shit, it was like, yeah, it's all right.
yeah. Um, all right, more PlayStation stuff. We
Here we
have
go.
a potential God of War TV series headed to Amazon Prime. Says according to Deadline, Amazon Prime is in negotiations for a new series based on the popular action adventure games. The project is helmed by Mark Fergus and Hawk Ostby, creators and executive producers of sci-fi series The Expanse, and Rafe Judkins, executive
That's a
producer,
not real.
executive producer and showrunner of Prime Video's epic fantasy, The Wheel of Time, as well as Sony Pictures Television and PlayStation Productions. Sony is likely to co-executive produce alongside Amazon Studios. John, who is playing Kratos?
I have no Vin Diesel.
It's got to be Batista, right?
He won't do it. He said he's done playing Drax because he doesn't want to stay in shape. He's too old.
What? So is he
Yeah.
done acting?
He's done playing roles where he has to like take his shirt off and be in shape. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because he said like this. I I mean, they're likely to kill his character off Guardians of the Galaxy in the next movie because he said he's not doing it. This is his last movie and he's done.
Um,
That
if
would be the
stay
ideal casting.
if staying in shape was an issue, Vin Diesel is not our answer either.
All right, let's relax. He's family.
Yeah, I really am struggling to think of
Anybody else? Yeah.
big bald men.
The guy that played the Mountain on Game of Thrones. He's actually, if you look at him now, he's slimmed down like a lot. He's lost
Really?
like 60 or 70 pounds because he was in like a boxing match.
Um,
Which what's scarier than that man wanting to fucking fight you?
Right, right. The thing is, when I first saw Kratos in God of War 2018, I instantly thought of Triple H. And I know, and Triple H is not
Yeah.
anywhere near ready to act for it, but like it felt like his build and his overall look. You know,
Dude,
when Triple H kind of gives that like
his
look.
his voice, his look right now with the bald head and beard, he is
Yes,
perfect for it.
right. I just don't think I don't think
And
he's an actor.
he can't wrestle anymore.
I'm
This is
listen.
ideal.
I I mean, I'm sure he's got plenty of other things to worry about, like waiting for Vince McMahon to die so he could take over WWE. But when I
This is
first
never
saw
gonna
him,
die.
I kept thinking of Triple H when I saw him. So, um,
Dude, that would be incredible. I can't think of any other big bald actors.
yeah. Um, and like would Jason Momoa like shave for it?
Google search big bald
Big man.
actors.
As
Sean
Biggie would say, big man bumping meat.
Bruh, it's the best 20 bald actor. Sean Connery, dead. Bruce Willis, no. Patrick Stewart, not happening. Samuel L. Jackson, okay. Uh, all of
Boy,
these fucking
motherfucker.
suck. That would be incredible. The Rock, no. Michael Jordan, don't know why he's on the list.
Man, he's got that like uncle beer gut.
The Rock, no.
You
Terry
said The Rock.
Crews, absolutely not. Said The Rock twice.
Harry Crews.
Guys, I just want to hammer home the fact that I don't want him. There's a lot of bald actors, none of them fit Kratos.
I know, man. It's gonna be really interesting to see who they find for it. Um,
The guy from Breaking Bad?
Bryan Cranston?
No. The one who plays his brother-in-law.
Oh no, that would be awful. My name's Kratos, and you can go fuck yourself. No, absolutely not. Yeah, they got their work cut out for them for sure. Um, all right. So the other question that I have for you is, w- do you think they start with the Greek mythology or go straight into the 2018?
More compelling story is 2018.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's the only move.
You can I mean I definitely think you could do like a few episodes like 2 episodes per game for like 1, 2 and 3 of him just like real quick things of like I'm going to kill you and then just do it.
no,
But like
that would. I think
I don't know, man.
they need to tell the story from those games
Tell the
in
story of
like
like
like flashbacks. You know?
tell it of like Kratos and his wife. Like when she's pregnant and then right after Atreus is born, all the way
Yeah,
leading up
yeah.
to 20 or,
Um.
like, do it when they first get into the woods, before she's even pregnant, just to, like, make a couple seasons.
Oh no, no, no. I think like so what I think is I think they need to tell the story that happened in the myth the Greek mythology in like you know, like Last of Us style flashbacks where it's just like
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
um
but I'm saying, like but have the story be, like, even before Atreus is born, just to,
I
like, show what he was like as a married man.
I would probably think that they would have that part be like the end of the first episode she dies. And then he is
That would
like
suck.
I don't know how interested I would be in them telling this showing him as
Just
a married like what is he like making fucking eggs
Kratos
and bacon in the cabin
sitting in a
like
chair reading the stone newspaper, come on.
yeah, I'm all set on that one. Yeah, listen man, they're gonna have to get this right because it's like the Greek
Well
mythology games as much as I love those games, they are fucking cringy at times. So
oh,
like
looking back, I mean, the first game, what? One of the first scenes is you having a threesome. Like,
you're fucking somebody and then they're like the gems or whatever you are collecting that are
yeah.
like coming out of them. It's yeah, it's just like yeah, it's like really easy for it to be bad. So I think they have to start with 2018, but I don't know.
They
I
could
think
do 2018 right up through like the in between of Ragnarok, or in between 2 and not 2. Jesus Christ. In between 2018 and Ragnarok could be like season 2, and then Ragnarok could be season 3, and so on
yeah,
and so forth.
yeah. Um, yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be really easy to mess up.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think they
and
will, quite honestly.
I'm excited for it though. Um,
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't Amazon has done really good outside of The Boys, produced by Seth Rogen, and Invincible, produced by Seth Rogen. Amazon's done a really piss poor job with their own shows, at least that I can think of off the top of my head.
yeah, and also I they have a I believe they have a Fallout series coming. Isn't that weird?
For what reason?
I don't know, and I don't know how I didn't hear about it.
I haven't either. I don't. I wish I hadn't heard about it. Wish you hadn't told me.
I'm trying to
I don't
find it
want
right
that.
now.
That
Um,
seems. Oh my god. Because like you're always in the first person. What is it? So
yeah,
to pull that out and like make a character just seems stupid.
yeah, it's coming to Amazon. So yeah, there it looks like video games are just taking over TV and
Media.
movies. Yeah, which is sick. You love to see it. Whenever they're
Unless
done
it's
right, at
done.
least.
Yeah, when it's done poorly and then everyone makes fun of it, then it's not so sick.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I saw Uncharted a few weeks ago and haven't talked about it on the show. And I'm not gonna go. I plan on kind of going into it a little bit more, but real quick, what I wanted to say from that movie is it was surprisingly decent. It wasn't. There were like a lot of parts where I thought it was really fun, and it like I don't want to spoil it for anybody who knows when this scene comes up, but there was parts where like if you played the games or if you were in like I don't want to say insider, that sounds like kind of if you were like super involved in like, you know, who plays who voices who, things like that, like then you would you know, you would pick up on some other things. And like I was with my brother and our wives, and they didn't play the game, so there was things where like I would turn over to him and be like, "Oh, like that part from the games, like the airplane scene is like almost a direct rip
Spot
from
on.
the
Yeah.
games." Um, I thought it was really cool. I think you know, critics shit on it, which is like fine, but as someone who just loves the games and just wants um I, going into it and even leaving, I what I wanted was people to watch that and want to play the games. And I don't know if it did that, but at least like the final like 30 minutes was like
Oh,
super Uncharted.
okay. So it's got a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics, 90% from audience score.
Yeah.
And the audience score has 2,500 plus verified ratings, whereas the critics has 219.
Yeah.
So this was rated very well from fans.
And sales wise did phenomenal.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and
Uh,
they pretty much set it up for another one. We're gonna get another one. It seemed like at the end of the movie they like started to tell Uncharted story, like an Uncharted story. They started to understand what Uncharted was. So I hope going into the next movie they take what they learned, you
they
know,
get
and
there.
they yeah, and I think they could. I really do.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. They're mentioning Nate's long lost brother in this movie info thing. Wonder if that's gonna come
He's
into
in the
play.
intro. He's in the intro.
Oh fuck.
In
Um, wait, intro to the games? No, intro to the movie. Okay,
the
never mind.
movie.
It's
Yeah.
made 100.4 million so far. in the US,
I think that's outdated now. I think it's made more than that now.
probably.
Either way, another thing is they had multiple parts from like all the games. There were parts where that like or things that
That's
were influenced from all games. Like that's the
that's what I
scene
was expecting.
with him and his brother. They got young Nate, like the scene in Uncharted 4. They got the person who he looks like in the game and the person who's in the movie. They're like I think they're the same fucking person. Is like spot on. Um,
Young.
like in Uncharted 4 in the beginning where you're in the school and your brother like sneaks you out.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the actor is literally identical to him. But yeah, they talk about him right away. Um, yeah, I
I,
thought it was really good. I don't maybe not really good. It was really fun and I think it was a good movie. Like for people who don't love Uncharted, who didn't play the games, like I think it's just like a serviceable movie, but I don't know. The fact that it was Uncharted and there were like I don't know, and Tom Holland is a fucking stud, so
dude. He is the greatest man alive. I'll say it.
mm. The one thing that I want to say, and then we can move on real quick, is to me, Tom Holland and Zendaya are the new Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. As in
Yeah,
just like perfect. Like a
I was gonna say
perfect,
Brad Jelena, but I think that one's better.
yeah. Uh that's when I point to the a couple that just makes sense when you look at them. They're just like flawless human beings.
And
So
like, shout out to her. It gives hope to people like me. So even though I'm 6'2", it gives
yeah.
hope that taller women like shorter guys, like the 6'5" women.
Yeah, yeah. Even your 6'2" fucking hammered cock, you know,
Yeah,
it gives hope to people like you. Yeah, the obvious
20
minority.
years old, still young. I'm rich, obviously.
All right, next up. Next up, we got
Next up,
rumors of a Sly Cooper. This was last week. I don't know if we either missed it or if it came out the day after, but there are rumors of a new Sly Cooper and Infamous game
yep.
coming to PlayStation 5. These games are supposedly going to be announced later this year. Um,
I don't
what do
know
you?
about Infamous. I know Sly Cooper has been rumored for like a year now. And
Hmm.
someone came out and said like, yeah, they're actively working towards like making one for the PS5. Um, so the fact that they're saying it'll like some information will come out by the end of this year, I fully believe that. Infamous, I've seen less about, but I also haven't really looked. You know what I mean?
The really strange thing to me is that both of these games are Sucker Punch games, and I don't think
Yeah.
there's any way Sucker Punch is working on either of these games right now. They are clearly
Uh,
working on a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima.
from what I saw, it'll be Naughty Dog working on Sly Cooper.
Hmm.
It
That
makes
would,
sense.
I mean, Naughty Dog, I think, is a bigger studio, right? Like, I think, and then they're hiring like crazy right now. So maybe I could,
I just because of what Sly Cooper feels like and what Jack and Daxter feels like, it makes sense in my head. Granted, Naughty Dog has sort of moved past that in
yeah.
like recent years, but like they still have that in them, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that studio could do whatever they want, and it's gonna be fucking
Yeah.
amazing. So, that would be cool. But yeah, it's interesting to think because, like I said, I think that Sucker Punch is just like going forward with
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima or whatever they're gonna call it.
That's why I don't think that studio is big enough to work on two
Yeah,
massive IPs at once.
I don't think so either. The infamous one, yeah, like I said, like you said, we don't know. I haven't heard as much about, but the Sly Cooper one seems to be more in like the near future than the infamous one does.
God, I hope
The
so.
infamous one could just be like remasters of the original
That would make
games,
sense. That would make more sense to me.
or like or a full remake. Like if Blue Point, I think Blue Point said that they're working on original IP, but um, if someone is doing a remake of it, that would make more sense too because they don't have to tell like they just take the stories from the original ones. Um, because they were on the PS3, so they could stand to have a little bit more improvements.
Oh,
But
so as of 9 hours ago, uh, Sucker Punch has updated the Sly Cooper website. Um, so people are thinking that not only wait, okay, it's not seen by the public.
oh
So this is something that someone saw that Sucker Punch updated it, but the public can't access the actual website.
yeah, that makes sense to me. I think. Um,
It's just weird to think. I mean, maybe because Sony doesn't own Sucker Punch, do they?
yeah, yeah, they do.
Oh, well then maybe they have people helping them make it. I don't know. Maybe they're just gonna do a remastered trilogy. That would also make sense to me.
In that case, I think it needs to be a remake. um,
It'll be like I don't want to say Ratchet and Clank because that they redid the entire story.
yeah, yeah, but I get what you're saying though. Like, in the same
Sort of vein. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Well, like I was thinking kind of
yeah.
like Crash Bandicoot trilogy, but like I don't think
Those were yeah.
it's different.
That is more what I would be thinking for Sly Cooper for sure.
Yeah.
Um, have you played Sly Cooper?
I played Sly Cooper 3 like when it came out, so a
Hmm.
while ago.
I haven't played any of those games before.
They're
I definitely want
they're
to give them a shot though.
definitely yeah, they're like old PlayStation games. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
classic PS2 games.
Yeah.
They're in the same league as like Jack and Daxter.
Right, right.
Those two are head to head. Even though I think Jack and Daxter's better.
Yeah, I honestly would be more excited for that. Um, that's why when you said
I
Naughty Dog might be working on it like that, you'd be like, yo, you got your own 3D
I
platformer.
well, and I think Jack and Daxter is um getting some sort of oh god. Jack and Daxter getting a TV show
Hmm. Well,
or
if they
movie.
if they if
The
they get
guy
that, then a new game
the
has to be coming, right?
the guy that is doing the Uncharted movie, the guy that did the Uncharted movie is doing Jack and Daxter.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he's very good. But
Naughty Dog explained that it is unlikely the studio will ever return to those franchises from the past.
hmm.
Okay, well, hope Naughty Dog goes under. It's cute.
Next up, we have some unfortunate news. This one hurt pretty bad. Halo Infinite campaign co-op and Forge is delayed yet again. We're making this was from the Halo Waypoint blog post. They said that we are making great progress on campaign network co-op, and to be clear, this work has been occurring in parallel to season two work, as has our work on Forge. But the reality is that it's going to take more time to land high quality, full featured 4 player network co op experience in the massive, wide open world of Halo Infinite. We're also committed to great 2 player split screen co op experience on all Xbox consoles from the original Xbox One through Xbox Series X. And the non linear, wide open sections of the game. Of the campaign present some big challenges for split screen that have taken us more time to solve. I I
What have they been doing?
understand.
They delayed this game a year.
I can't imagine what this game looked like in 2020. Can it? Jesus, it must have been a disaster. Like it is like obviously the right choice to delay it. Um, I understand how difficult it probably is to get a split screen co-op experience on Xbox One consoles. Like those games are running at 1080p, 30 frames per second already. Um, and essentially you're if like you're rendering two games at once. You know, how far can you go away from each other on each side of the map? Can you go to each end? How much are we rendering? At that rate, are we getting like 15 frames per second? What like I understand the challenge with that, but it fucking sucks.
I'm gonna
Uh
be much less forgiving. I mean, this is what have they given us in the time it's been out? It seems like everything has been underwhelming.
yeah, this is a game that because of you, by the way, won our 2021 game of the year.
And since then has let me down every
Uh,
step of the way. If we did that list now and not in December when it came out, it would have a much different rating. This has been so underwhelming. It seems like everything they've promised has been pushed. And season 2 is going to be another one underwhelming.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but I
That's
mean,
what I'm not going into detail yet, but I mean,
we don't know that necessarily.
do
Um,
come on,
it so far what they've announced. Hold on. Okay. Well,
underwhelming.
yeah. Um, I've just been looking forward to this so much because the lack of
I'm
multiplayer maps being added, the content being added is kind of been recycled at this point. We have a new event going on this week, but getting to jump into co-op on a Friday night, all hanging out. Okay, the multiplayer is getting stale. Let's just hop in the world. Let's go on fucking
see
legendary stuff like that would be really fun.
that'll be fun, but I, I'm not going to talk about season 2 yet until we talk about the thing. But like, it's so underwhelming. The multiplayer is so underwhelming at this point, and like the things they have promised, it doesn't sound great until you get to the co-op campaign.
Yeah, and
And even
um
Forge and co-op campaign, the two things that were delayed.
yeah.
That's what will make it interesting again.
The thing to me, so for me with Halo is I still enjoy it. Um, and I understand that I am in the minority of people who and I'm not saying that I don't want more content. I obviously do, but I still am enjoying myself when I play it. Um, I think I might be the last one left of our group specifically that still is
I
I would be fine playing it all night still.
I prefer Halo to Splitgate, which is what we've been playing.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
even in Fiesta, in Splitgate, your weapons vary more often than they do in Halo. Where like I've gotten so many times I've spawned like 5 times in a row with either two pistols or pistol and a sniper.
well,
And
I
like
mean that's
that's it.
just pure random. It's like completely randomized.
I hate it.
Um,
That many
so
times in a row feels personal.
well, yeah, now I mean it's gonna happen even more with your whenever
A
343
fucking stew.
obviously listens to this podcast.
Yeah, get a rep on the show.
It's
Explain to us your
so
process.
honestly, you mentioned that we were playing Splitgate
Yeah.
because most of our group is tired of Halo, which sucks because we're only 3 months away from launch, and we were like, oh well, we're looking for something else. We're looking for something fresh, and we look to discount Halo. Um,
It's Halo and Fortnite and all these games mashed into one.
um, yeah. Listen, I definitely get some of this stuff, like especially the Xbox One stuff. If I don't know, at some point we got to leave that generation behind. We're a year and a half into this into this console cycle. Um, I think people with Xbox Ones, they're not going to be happy that if they just came out and said, "Yo, campaign co-op is available on Xbox Series consoles and PC." Um, the Xbox, if you own Xbox One, like we're still working on it, but I'm sorry, like your
But
your hardware is ancient at this point.
and that's the thing, like, Xboxes are more available than PlayStations. Like, I feel like it's pretty easy to get a hold of either Series S or Series X at this point.
An S for sure, not an X. An X is still very
But
difficult. But
regardless,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
And, like, so if they did do that, we're like, "Alright, we're gonna put it out on series consoles and PC, and then Xbox One, it'll come out in, like, 3 months." Like, I feel like that's fair. Even if I had
yeah,
an Xbox One, I'd feel like that's fair, because it is gonna take more work just for those consoles. So to
yeah, and
delay the
like,
entire thing seems ridiculous.
and I don't know for sure, like if it's only a challenge for them. I don't know, but uh, man, it's been really tough,
Disappointing.
and like the gameplay itself, the gunplay, everything is so good,
Good. It's
but
just that fucking oh my god, that's why it's so frustrating to me, because
um.
everything is so good, but the content is so underwhelming.
Yeah. All right. So they also in the same blog post ended with some good news after, obviously saying the bad news. But I just pulled a little quote from there. They said the theme, by theme, we mean a core idea that guides the creation of much, but not all, of a season's content. Actually, I'm going to put up some pictures here real quick while I read the rest of this. This is the first kind of teaser that we got. It says Lone Wolf. So the second season is called Lone Wolves. It says Lone Wolf Spartans are hunters, trackers. They're resourceful improvisers operating deep in enemy territory without resupply or support. They're fierce, rugged, and prefer to work alone. So we got I for a video we have some of the armor that they kind of teased, um, showing this one currently on the screen really looks like Fallout, uh,
Yeah,
Doomslayer esque.
that
Um,
looks like the Juggernaut from, like, Call of Duty.
yeah. Well, the
When you
first thing
call
I
down,
thought,
like, the heavy gunner,
yeah, I thought the Doom Slayer.
it'd be
The
sick if
first
that's a
ones
skin.
the first ones looked really cool, man. I actually
Yeah,
like some of it actually looks really cool. The disappointing part for this is that they've only announced one new arena map and one new big team battle. Now, that's not to say that that's the only ones coming that season, but those are the only ones that they've announced. If that's it, that's an issue. That's a really big problem, I think. You're just gonna lose players, and no one's gonna come back for one map that they probably won't get very often.
that makes it, like, 1 out of 6,
I
so
believe,
it's a
yeah, something
less
around
than
there.
20 less than 20% chance to get it in a randomized thing,
Yeah,
which is insane. And there'll be like there's a new game mode, they'll put the new game mode in with that and just do like a, "Oh, you can play specifically on this map, have fun." But like that's stupid. Add more content. I mean, what are we doing?
I even said like, why aren't we like remastering some old maps and
If
putting
you
them in
if
the
you
game?
know you're only gonna have one to come out for the arena, yeah,
Yeah,
I would.
get two older from like Halo. Go in the Master Chief Collection. Get one from Halo 2, Halo 3, and throw them up in this game until you're ready to like. You have to do something other than just put one new map out. Well, I guess two if you count Big Team Battle, which probably I think maybe works now, but it had its
But
issues. So
and that's why this is so underwhelming. It's like and I get it's been 3 months, and like that's not a lot of time. But if you're launching a second season, which everyone's been anticipating, why are you doing it with such little amount of content
yeah,
when your player base is cut
mhm.
into like a third of what it was?
Yeah, man, it sucks because obviously this was a game that we were really, really into. We're really rooting for to take over the FPS multiplayer landscape, and it had momentum. It you can't deny. I mean, it was the talk of the town on Twitter
Yeah.
when it came out. Everyone was talking about it. It was and they had it and they let it slip through their grasp. And once you lose it, it's really hard to get it back. It's really difficult to bring people
Well,
back.
and this isn't 5, 6 years ago. Where like people are gonna play Halo no matter what. There are so many other better options that it's like people are just gone. That's it.
Yeah.
They'll bail on this for any battle royale that's out there right now.
Yeah, man. It
Especially when you see the people at that are making Destiny that are like they're killing it consistently. And like Apex killing it consistently. Even Fortnite killing it consistently.
yeah.
Halo is just
I mean, say what you even
underwhelming.
say what you want about Call of Duty, at least they have
They had new
content
shit.
regularly. Yeah.
Yep.
It's th- I think 343 has a long way to go, and it's I don't know. I
I
still am really I like I said before, I understand that I am in the minority of people here. Like no matter what, I'm gonna keep coming back. But there's not many people like me who are willing to do that. A lot of people will find a new game, they're gonna stick to that game and Halo, oh we got a new map. Okay, cool. A lot of people are just
Who
gonna
cares?
yeah. So
I
it's
saw this
unfortunate.
meme that was like it was like every Halo game and then it's like a quote underneath is like, "Oh, this game disappointing. There's bugs, blah blah blah." And then it's like 2 years later, actually, this wasn't as bad as I thought, and it's been like consistently over every single Halo game that it's
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
And it's like it's because it takes them that long to get it right and like add enough shit to keep people in.
yeah. Uh really I really hope that they get it together. And they got a lot
Me
of work
too.
in front of them, but I'm rooting for them. I love this game so much. The campaign was so good. The maps when they were fresh were so good. I still really like them. I really like this game, and I really hope that they find a way to pull it out. All right, that's it for the news, John. We can talk about what we've been playing this week, although you
I
said you
have
haven't
played
played
nothing
anything. We'll talk a little bit about the games we've been trying out on Friday nights. And then I want to kind of talk about Horizon for a second, and then we'll end
move
the
forward.
show. Yeah, so Friday, the last 2 weeks actually, were the boys were kind of getting sick of Halo. We're looking at we tried Sea of Thieves out for like 3 weeks. It was fun while it lasted, but not entirely for us. I don't
Was it
think.
fun?
Sure, yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it was a good time for a
It was
little
all right.
bit.
Yeah,
Um, I think when they add events, maybe it'll
that's
be
when it's
more
fun.
interesting. I don't know. I don't know. But
It seems like it has a good like foundation. It just got too
yeah,
repetitive.
yeah. But we were scrolling through Game Pass, the best deal in gaming, which all of us have. Scrolling through there, looking for some multiplayer games. We go to World War Z. John, what have you been thinking of World War Z so far?
Not bad. I wish we didn't have to pay for more content because we finished it in like what 4 hours. But
About yeah.
but yeah, not bad overall. If there was more free content, I think I'd give it like a solid 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I like it about as much as I like Back for Blood.
I think I still prefer Back for Blood. I think the reason we couldn't finish Back for Blood is because we had a couple members of the team that were always a little bit too far gone by the time we got to the hard parts.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun game. We also, like we said earlier, we're trying out Splitgate. Which I know we like joked about it being like a budget Halo, but actually
It is.
the gunplay is a lot different, and it like the aesthetic is like Halo, but the gunplay, like the time to kill is super quick. Um, I
What
think
I'll
it's
say is
I think it's fun. Go ahead.
the bat might be the most fun weapon in all of gaming currently.
That's a big statement.
Oh,
Um,
dude, I'm hitting home runs left and right.
yeah, I do. I think it is. I think it is a pretty fun game to play. It's something that I kind of after I can't play for too long is what I guess I'm trying to
Yeah,
say. But would you are I don't know if the player base is like if it's skill based or something where it's like early on since we were beginners, but our squad was we were
dominating.
dominating, dude. Like kill to deaths like in the
You three
twos.
especially.
Yeah, it's just a cakewalk.
I
Which
don't
is
do
it's
well
fun.
with I don't do well with snipers, and we did a lot of sniper shotty,
Yeah, yeah.
like more than I would have liked.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It was a game that we only really even thought to try out because of the lack of content in Halo, but yeah, I've been having
Y-
a good time with it.
The game that I think we as a squad don't recognize enough is Gang Beasts, which
Yeah,
is
I just don't fucking care about that game.
so fucking fun, and no one gives it the respect it deserves.
If we're being honest, we play Gang Beast when it's like, bro, I'm sick of this game. Oh, I'm
Yep.
sick of Halo. I'm sick of Sea of Thieves. I'm sick of this.
End of the night,
Well, we got Gang Beast, and I am like fucking
gone.
toast. And a lot of times the game will start, and I'm just sitting there,
Yeah,
not even moving. I'm not moving my controller. I'm just like fucking. I'm
you're asleep. There have been a couple rounds where you're completely out,
yeah.
and we
Well,
gotta yell into the mic.
when you die, and you're just sitting there, to
Yeah,
combat that, a lot of times when we're playing that, I will open Retro Bowl on my phone. Retro Bowl is my favorite mobile game. I fucking love that game. Shout out to the developers of Retro Bowl. I love that game so much. All right.
speaking of a mobile game, what is it? Action whatever from Nintendo, Action Wars? Is that it?
Advance Wars. Advance Wars.
Yeah, 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 that
Yeah,
got delayed.
that's right. I meant to add that, but I
Yeah, no,
forgot.
you said mobile games, and that's a mobile game.
Yeah. So they delayed that due to the bullshit happening in Ukraine.
Uh, wouldn't label it as bullshit. There's a mass conflict going on, I think is what you call it. The
Okay, whatever. Yeah, you can tell
Yeah,
me after. I don't
yeah,
fucking care. Um,
yeah.
I don't know if it's bad to say that I'm against it. Then okay.
No, that's not. No, 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 no. That's not what I was trying to say.
Either way, whatever. They delayed it due to that. Um, which is really I actually is commendable. You
Yeah,
know, if that made anybody feel uncomfortable or anything like that, like playing a game, you know, literally with war in the name, that yeah, I don't know. Really, really surprising to see on Nintendo's part. I think it's really cool to see a lot of you know, gaming and just the world in general outside of what's happening over there kind of come together and just taking a stand against it, which is I don't know. I think it's really cool. But yeah, okay. So I wanted to talk about Horizon again.
yeah.
Um, you gotta finish this soon, bro. I really want I want a spoiler cast so bad. Um,
Took some time away from it.
yeah. I announced on my Twitter. This is my second ever game that I platinumed. Um, but the reason I want to talk about this is not just to gloat. You know, I was excited about it, but there's a funny story behind this. So, one of the trophies, the last one that I had, as a matter of fact, is to scan every single type of machine. During some of the ending parts of the game, just trying not to spoil anything, there's a machine that only appears once.
Oh no.
So I um I scanned it and then I died. But since I scanned it, I knew how to fight it. I knew exactly what to do to fight it. So I didn't scan it again when I came back. So I killed it. You move on. There's no way to encounter it again, and now it doesn't show up on my focus, or it doesn't show up on my data. I'm doing everything I possibly can to get back to this thing. I'm looking at, and I didn't realize this until because I didn't scan every machine until after I beat the game, and then I kept encountering other machines, and I'm waiting for this trophy to pop. I'm like, dude, I don't know what, like, I scanned everything. I thought that it would be tied to my account, like it wouldn't be in my save, but it would recognize that I have scanned this at
Yeah.
some point. It did not. It had You have to have every machine at once.
Fuck that.
So, dude, I'm trying to like go back in old saves. I'm like I will give up the last fucking 8 levels just to get to this machine again. Can't do it. So I think it was Monday this week. I decide, you know what? I'm gonna turn on story mode. I'm gonna start a new game and I'm gonna speed run. I'm gonna skip every single cutscene and I'm going to speed run this thing, and I did it in one night. I started the story on it was on story mode, so it was like the combat wasn't difficult at all. But I did that and I ran through the entire campaign in one night.
What?
It took me 4 hours and 45 minutes. Skipping every cutscene, just speed running flat on, and I did it in one night. So then I finally got the platinum because I got to scan it again. I made sure that I did it. But
How
yeah,
how many how many times did you die in 4 hours?
I didn't die once.
Yeah. All right. That's
I
the way to
I
do it.
yeah. Dude, I mean, listen, story mode is like so for if you guys are look if you guys I mean, if you're struggling with this game, I'm sorry. But what I a tip is the sharp shot bow. You unlock the braced shot for that bow, and you're fucking you're good. You're good to go. So the first thing I did when I because I'm shooting through this thing, I'm fucking flying. I get to the Forbidden West like in maybe an hour. I'm breezing, and I look up and I have like 17 skill points, and I just use them all just to get to that point where I could get the sharp shot, and then it was just fuck. It was a, I'm 2 or 3 shot in machines. It was cake after that. No, I think I was maybe touched by a machine 5 times.
Once? Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
and the damage you
That's
take is so
insane.
little. So yeah, I've technically beat the game twice. Although I skipped every single cutscene except for one. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. But yeah, so I beat the game twice. It was so weird knowing that like I getting to I didn't beat the campaign until like 45 hours in, and to sit there and do it in under 5 hours in one sitting was just so goofy.
Yeah. That and
I
like the thing is, I think most of the sessions I have are like 5, 6 hours. So knowing
yeah,
that I could just
yeah,
breeze through it and one is
yeah.
uh
Uh,
hurts a little bit.
I mean, you would miss. I tried to think what this would be like if I didn't know what was going on. Like there are plenty of gamers who just skip cutscenes. They have no
Yeah.
idea what's going on.
Which is
It takes a
stupid.
lot. It takes a lot away from the experience for
Yeah.
sure. Uh,
I respectfully, I think anyone that does that is a fucking moron.
yeah, with all due respect. But
Especially if you're
yeah,
playing a story-driven game. I mean,
yeah.
why'd
I
you spend the money?
I seriously love this game so much. I absolutely love it. I it's
Did
one of
it
the only games that I have paired to platinum and have played 20 plus hours post the main campaign. and I still don't plan. I still am playing it. I'm not done with
I
it
don't
just
know
yet.
if you want to save this or not for the spoiler cast, but did it reach or exceed your expectations?
I think it about reached it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go into more detail whenever we get to record that, and maybe we'll have a guest on for that one. Um,
Ooh.
but yeah, I want to do that soon and just get that out there just for everybody, just because it's something I want to make sure that
Um,
anybody who's like listening and is still playing this doesn't get spoiled or anything, and like obviously
I
in the name spoiler cast, but
I think I only have like probably 5, 6 more hours. I if I had to guess.
yeah,
I'll tell you when we stop where I am, and then you can kind of give me an estimate. But I think I was just about there.
okay. But yeah, so that'll do it from us today. Thank you guys for listening and for another week. Like we said before, liking, sharing, subscribing, anything you guys can do. Patreon.com/John Squared Games. We'd really appreciate it. Um, yeah, keep a lookout. Follow the socials. It's on our link tree. It's at John Squared Pod on Twitter, just to keep up on whatever content we're doing. Yeah, love you guys. Till next week. Stay horny. Stay hydrated. Peace.